Hey, welcome to your daily reality TV drama deep dive. In this audio, we will be talking about Milania Giudice's shocking legal troubles, Heather Dubrow spilling tea on the new season of RHOC, the massive Love Island USA postseason mess, Kyle Richards getting iced out by Dorit, and so much more.
Oh, it is a huge day for Bravo News.
We will cover everything coming up in this audio. Welcome to Reality TV Audio Podcast, where we break down the latest in reality TV every day. Our whole mission today is to take this massive stack of gossip, the legal updates, the cast feuds, and basically distill it into a single cohesive timeline for you.
Right, because keeping track of everything going on in this universe, it honestly requires a roadmap at this point.
It totally does. And we are starting with the heaviest news today, which is what happens when the cameras go down, but the real-world consequences, actually begin.
Yeah, that boundary between a manufactured storyline and real life has just completely collapsed.
I mean, municipal courts do not hand out Bravo editing notes.
No, they do not.
Let's talk about Milania Giudice. She's the daughter of RHONJ star Jessi Giudice. She is officially enrolled in anger management following a domestic violence arrest that happened back on May 14th.
Yeah, and the details coming out of the Montville Township Municipal Court, they paint a really sobering picture.
It's actually kind of jarring to read.
It is. So during a virtual hearing, her attorney, Alan Kraminski, asked for the proceedings to be postponed to September 29, and the state agreed, specifically so that Milania could complete this mandated anger management program.
Right, and she's facing a disorderly person's offense.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Which carries potential penalties of up to 6 months in jail, plus probation and, significant fines.
6 months in jail. I mean, the allegations completely strip away any reality TV glamour. A judge accused her of knowingly causing bodily injury by striking a victim in the head with her fist.
And that left a visible red mark.
Yeah. And the documents identify the victim as LR, which it's widely understood in the media that LR is Luis Ruelas, the stepfather Teresa married in 2022.
Right, and the catalyst for the police arriving is, I think, equally telling here.
Wait, who actually called them? Was it a neighbor?
No, that's the thing. It wasn't a noise complaint from a neighbor. It was made by her own 21-year-old sister, Gabriella.
Oh, wow. Her sister called.
Yeah. Gabriella reported to authorities that Milania was acting erratically during this domestic dispute. She was throwing food, hurling candles.
That sounds terrifying.
It was a full crisis response to a really volatile situation inside a private home.
The part that I find genuinely baffling is Milania's public reaction afterward.
Oh, the social media stuff.
Yes. On one hand, you have dash cam footage where she's seemingly laughing in the back of a police cruiser.
Yeah.
And then, when a mugshot started circulating online, she took to social media.
She claimed it was an AI-generated image, right?
She did. But instead of expressing any sort of regret, she practically bragged about it. She literally told her followers, "I ate down in my mugshot. I looked fire." I know. She said, nothing to be proud of, but I made sure of that. And then on top of all that, she recently posted this dance video while supposedly mourning her late best friend, Victoria Zardoya.
And people were calling her out for that.
Exactly. And she clapped back, telling critics they have issues for questioning her grieving process.
The contrast is just staggering. I mean, she's looking at potential jail time, she's navigating this profound personal tragedy, and yet her immediate instinct is to, manage her visual brand.
Right.
The court system demands accountability, but the social media economy, it rewards defiance and aesthetics. And she's prioritizing the aesthetics.
I have to challenge the psychology here because I was thinking about this all morning. Are these stars fundamentally incapable of treating real-world legal trouble with the gravity it deserves? Or is the "I ate down in my mugshot" defense just a modern coping mechanism?
I'd say it's hitting on the core dysfunction of the industry. It's a highly effective but super destructive coping mechanism.
Because they're trained for it.
Exactly. The reality TV ecosystem conditions them from childhood to view every conflict as a storyline. An arrest doesn't register as legal peril. It registers as a plot point that needs good lighting.
Wow, yeah. But a New Jersey judge doesn't care about a seasonal narrative arc.
Nope. The law requires genuine accountability.
And the justice system does not pause for personal drama. Which brings us to Carmine Aguillo, Victoria Gotti's son. He's finally entering prison, but under really unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, this illustrates the hard boundaries of reality perfectly. A judge ruled to move forward with his prison sentence because Carmine missed a strict medical deadline.
He was supposed to donate a kidney to his mother, right?
Yes. He intended to donate his kidney before serving his time, but the clinical window just closed. Medical procedures have specific biological timing, and once that deadline passed, the surgery became too risky.
That is just incredibly sad. The courts don't extend legal grace periods for missed medical windows.
They really don't.
Conversely, the legal system can also quietly dissolve a narrative. Prosecutors have officially dropped the domestic violence charges against former NFL player Marcellus Wiley. This stems from the allegations made by Anne Marie.
The mechanics of public perception here are, they're fascinating. An allegation generates weeks of viral headlines and podcasts.
But the drop charges barely make a blip.
Exactly. The legal system clears the name, but the algorithm preserves the stigma.
The permanent digital footprint is brutal. Before we move on, we do want to take a brief, respectful moment to note that Real Housewives of New York alum Jill Zarin's mother, Gloria Kamen, has passed away at 91 years old.
Oh, she was such a beloved fixture on those early seasons.
She really was a vibrant presence, a huge loss for their family. So transitioning from the rigid accountability of municipal courts, we arrive at the absolute Wild West of the Bravo universe.
The podcasting space.
Yes. If the courtroom is where reality stars face a harsh reality check, the podcast microphone is where they display an utter lack of self-awareness. I call this the hypocrisy superspreader.
That phrase is entirely accurate. The cognitive dissonance happening in podcasts right now is just unprecedented.
Let's talk about the Vanderpump Rules universe, because they are dealing with a massive fracture over this exact dynamic. Scheana Shay is publicly calling out Stassi Schroeder for a blatant double standard.
Oh, this is deep lore.
It is. So years ago, Stassi built so much of her screen time around labeling Scheana a homewrecking wearer for her past affair. Stassi used that label to ice Scheana out and establish moral superiority.
Right, it was her entire storyline.
Fast forward to today, Stassi just used her highly lucrative podcast to give a massive platform to Jessi Draper.
And Jessi allegedly cheated on both of her husbands.
Exactly. So Scheana's looking at this like, wait a minute, why was I permanently branded a villain while Stassi is actively amplifying someone doing the exact same thing just for download numbers?
It exposes the underlying economy of podcasting. Stassi isn't operating on a consistent moral framework. She's operating on an engagement model.
Scandal gets listeners.
Yeah. And Scheana is frustrated because her trauma was used for TV ratings, and now someone else's identical behavior is leverage for podcast ad revenue.
And that weaponization is literally everywhere. Lala Kent is currently obliterating Zach in the ongoing The Valley casting drama.
Because Zach aligned himself with Tom Schwartz over Lala.
Right. To get back on the show, Lala went scorched earth, hinting at private phone calls, and she completely dismissed Zach as a fart in the wind for flip-flopping his loyalty to Janet.
A fart in the wind is a very vivid way to describe someone with no foundational alliances. In spin-offs, you need an anchor, and Zach calculated that Schwartz was a stronger anchor than Lala.
So Lala is insulted strategically, not just personally.
Exactly.
And these podcast beefs are functioning like proxy wars. Brandi Glanville is publicly slamming Denise Richards because Denise went on a podcast to discuss her husband Aaron Pfeiffer's alleged abuse.
Wow.
Then you have Carol Radziwill firing back at Luanda Lesseps with what fans are dubbing a ruthless flex in their endless media Cold War.
It never ends with those two.
Never. Even Dorinda Medley is using her platform to aggressively control the narrative surrounding the Golden Life cast and those RHONJ reboot rumors. She insists everything behind the scenes is nice.
In reality TV, PR nice is almost always coded language for heavily managed.
I need to push back on this entire concept of podcast justice. Isn't it fascinating how the moment these stars get a microphone of their own, they immediately weaponize the exact same behaviors they cried about on television?
Oh, 100%.
Like on TV, they complain the producers isolated them or amplified rumors. But the second they launch a podcast, they orchestrate these one-sided takedowns.
You're identifying the shift in narrative control. On a TV set, they are entirely at the mercy of the editing bay.
They're just the subject.
Right. But when they launch a podcast, they consolidate power. They become the executive producer, the editor, and the star simultaneously. The goal isn't objective truth. It's absolute narrative dominance.
The student becomes the master of the manipulative edit. If you are using this deep dive to catch up before your group chat tonight, you are going to love this next transition. We're moving from the unchecked podcast wars back to the tightly controlled environment of actual television production. It is time for a Housewives check-in.
Analyzing what makes it to the screen requires understanding how heavily engineered the environment is.
Let me give you a fun fact about that engineering. You know those explosive screaming matches over who gets which bedroom on a cast trip?
Oh, iconic, every season.
Right. Well, reality TV producers actually orchestrate those disputes through architectural selection.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They deliberately rent a sprawling, multi-million-dollar villa that features exactly one palatial master suite and then like 5 tiny windowless basement rooms.
Oh, that's brilliant.
They do it to create a manufactured psychological pressure cooker. The architecture itself forces the cast to establish a pecking order the second they drag their luggage through the front door.
It's applied resource scarcity. You place people who hypervalue social status into a place with limited luxury, and conflict is mathematically guaranteed.
Mathematically guaranteed. And Heather Dubrow from RHOC essentially admitted to this dynamic while teasing season 20. She described their upcoming room selection fight with Shannon Beador as descending into Lord of the Flies.
That sounds intense.
But paradoxically, Heather is heavily pushing this PR narrative that season 20 is lighter and much less dark than season 19.
She's claiming the audience is desperate for funny, tight relationships again.
Yeah, and she dropped a massive amount of updates to support that. Vicki Gunvalson is returning.
The OG.
The OG. And we already know newbie Carmela Garcia looked right at Vicki and told her, everyone has an expiration date.
Oh, Vicki must have loved that.
I'm sure she handled it with total grace. Heather also gave a family update. Her mother, Carol, is joining the show and moving to NYC. Carrie is thriving in their LA condo. The twins, Max and Nick, graduated college, and Kat is at Yale.
That's a lot of personal updates.
It is. But I have to question this lighter season narrative. Every time a housewife promises a lighter season with tight relationships, it usually means the psychological warfare just got more passive-aggressive. What does the expert think is really going on behind Heather's PR spin here?
Well, the term lighter is basically industry code for socially acceptable conflict.
Interesting.
Yeah, season 19 went into deeply uncomfortable, real-world consequences. Financial ruin, intense lawsuits, profound betrayals. That level of darkness makes advertisers nervous.
And it exhausts the viewers.
Exactly. When Heather promises a lighter season, she doesn't mean peace. She means they are back to fighting about basement bedrooms and petty gossip, rather than destroying each other's actual livelihoods.
Escapism with a side of viciousness.
Precisely.
And Gina Kirschenheiter recently highlighted how tricky that manufactured drama is. She addressed a producer's claim that Shannon Beador is miserable and narcissistic.
That is a tough spot to be in.
Gina walked a very fine line. She basically validated that Shannon is incredibly difficult to manage, while also pointing out that producers intentionally provoke her to get a reaction.
It's a delicate dance. You acknowledge a castmate's bad behavior, but you try not to break the fourth wall so completely that you expose the production machine.
Speaking of delicate dances, Tamra Judge is navigating a complex web right now. On a minor note, she recently called Amanda Francis's exit from RHOBH a big mistake. But on a much larger scale, Tamra has been commenting on Emily's current political controversy.
Oh, this blew up online.
It did. Emily's conservative political alignment surfaced, sparking a massive, polarized debate among the fan base. Tamra weighed in, adding fuel to the fire. And we just want to explicitly remind you, the listener, we are merely discussing the news here. We are not taking any sides politically.
Right, our job is strictly to track how the news impacts the show.
But it perfectly illustrates how the impermeable bubble of reality TV is bursting. Fans no longer separate a housewife's on-screen persona from their real-world voting record.
No, they don't. The audience demands absolute ideological alignment from their entertainment now. The escapism bubble has popped.
Friction is spilling onto the set. Speaking of friction, things in Beverly Hills remain icy. Kyle Richards reportedly extended an olive branch to Dorit Kemsley, and Dorit met it with total silence.
She just left it dead.
Completely dead.
Yeah.
But Vicki Gunvalson actually provided a very rare moment of clarity about Kyle's heavily scrutinized marital issues.
What did she say?
Vicki stated publicly that Kyle never owed the fans a perfect forever marriage.
You know, that is perhaps the most grounded analysis of parasocial relationships we've seen from a cast member.
Truly.
Because the audience pays attention, which generates the cast's salary. And because of that transaction, fans often mistake a reality star's marriage for a fairy tale they bought a ticket to.
Right. And when the marriage fractures under the pressure, the fans feel personally cheated.
Vicky is reminding the public that transparency does not equal a guarantee of perfection.
And as the legacy housewives deal with divorce and shifting expectations, Lisa Barlow from Salt Lake City is playing a completely different game.
What is Lisa up to?
She is out here publicly shading her RHOSLC castmates, while lavishly praising her new Bravo sisters from other franchises.
It's a textbook corporate strategy. If your home base is volatile, you diversify your portfolio.
Exactly. Secure relevance across different cities just in case local bridges burn. Diversifying is the ultimate survival tactic. Let's shift from the legacy housewives trying to hold on to their apples and oranges to the younger generation and reality dating stars trying to capitalize on their 15 minutes.
Changing the guard. It's a completely different set of rules.
And different platforms. The Bierman sisters are a perfect example. Brielle Bierman is fighting off accusations that she copied influencer Brigitte Fillong's Vera Wang wedding dress design.
The TikTok drama.
Yes. Meanwhile, on Next Gen NYC, Ariana Bierman is accusing Charlie Zakur of being a good manipulator after an alleged hookup. And word is that Brooks was firmly in the hot seat at the reunion.
They've definitely inherited the chaos gene from Kim.
But they are monetizing it for a younger demographic. The McBee dynasty highlights what this digital currency looks like. Ali Eklund is promoting a beef tallow skincare line.
Wait, beef tallow, like animal fat?
Yeah, as a facial moisturizer. There's a huge trend right now. But she's doing this amidst massive drama with Casey Atkinson.
Oh, right.
Ali literally took the nuclear option and leaked Stephen McBee Jr.'s private text messages online.
The texts are out.
The texts are out. And to add another layer of Bravo crossover chaos, Ali was just spotted in Texas hanging out with Austin Kroll.
Austin Kroll operates as the Kevin Bacon of Bravo. He is never more than 6 degrees away from a scandal.
It's amazing.
But the critical mechanism here is the leaking of the text messages.
Oh.
For the legacy housewives, the confessional interview was the ultimate truth-telling device.
That was the weapon.
Yeah, but for this generation, the leaked text message is the new smoking gun. It bypasses a producer's narrative control completely.
Direct consumer drama. And the juggernaut that was Love Island USA is experiencing the extreme file-out of that demand for proof. Ariana Madix is teasing a massive reunion, and the postseason PR blitz is just exhausting.
Everyone is doing interviews.
Everyone. Lil Khatib is getting completely real about Rob Roush after 2 years apart. But more tellingly, Leah had to publicly explain to the fan base why Janet cannot share Kenny's private texts.
Because the fans are demanding them.
Right, and Trinity Tatum had to jump online to call complete BS on the rumors that there was a massive physical fight at the reunion.
The pressure cooker doesn't end when they leave the villa. The fandom feels this sense of ownership over the couples.
So if a star like Jana refuses to produce text message receipts, it breeds conspiracy theories.
The audience demands constant digital proof of life for the romance.
And navigating that 247 demand is burning these younger stars out. Dakota Mortensen from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives recently broke her silence after a massive social media hiatus.
I saw this.
When explaining her absence, she literally compared leaving Instagram to detoxing from drugs.
I mean, while it sounds dramatic from a neurobiological perspective, it is a highly accurate assessment of dopamine loops.
But I need your analysis on this. When a reality star likens leaving Instagram to detoxing from drugs, is this genuine psychological insight into Gen Z fame, or just a really good way to relaunch a personal brand?
It's a brilliant question, honestly, because the two concepts aren't mutually exclusive. They feed each other.
How so?
The dopamine hit from constant digital validation functions on the exact same neural pathways as a chemical addiction. The withdrawal they feel is genuine.
Okay, so it is real.
Yes, but these stars are also masterfully attuned to the attention economy. They know that a social media hiatus creates a vacuum. When they finally return, the algorithm rewards them and engagement skyrockets.
So it's a real mental health crisis, but also a highly effective marketing funnel.
They are literally monetizing their own withdrawal symptoms.
Monetizing your own psychological withdrawal. That is bleak, but it encapsulates the modern reality TV machine perfectly.
It really does.
Let's briefly recap the absolute chaos we covered today. We started with the rigid accountability of municipal courts, with Milania Giudice and Carmine Agnello.
A harsh reality check.
Then we broke down how Scheana, Lala, and Carole weaponized their podcast microphones to control the narrative. We unpacked Heather Dubrow's architectural warfare and PR spins regarding a lighter season.
While tracking the real-world friction of political drama, yeah.
And Dorit's icy silence toward Kyle. Finally, we explored the new generation, where leaking texts is the ultimate currency and social media detoxes double as brand relaunches. As always, we are strictly reporting the facts of the industry without drawing any moral conclusions on the people involved.
We just observe the machine, and the machine never stops generating new material.
Never. And you won't want to miss our next deep dive, where we uncover a leaked contract dispute that might just halt production on a fan-favorite franchise entirely.
Oh, that is going to be a massive look at the business behind the cameras.
I can't wait to get into it. But as we wrap up today's analysis, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder on your own.
Think about how the line between a storyline and real life doesn't even exist anymore. When the cameras turn off, the podcasts and the lawsuits just turn on. Is reality TV actually just a 204/7 lifestyle now?
When a real-world mugshot for domestic violence arrest becomes a social media flex about looking fire, it is safe to say the cameras in their heads never actually stop rolling. Thanks for diving deep with us today.